Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I have a message coming to you which is all about for every single one of you guys out there who is feeling like you're kind of running into this unfulfilling plateau, and that's all part of the journey. But I have something that I really want to share with you guys today that I've just actually put into practice myself, and I know the value of it because I'm absolutely experiencing it myself. So I definitely want to share that with you guys, and in the hope that it will help you to transform your unfulfilling plateau into a meaningful, progressive thing that you're absolutely inspired by. So firstly, I just want you to think about an area of your life where you have just been like, where's the meaning? I'm lacking clarity. I don't really know where I'm going here. I just feel like I'm kind of directionless. I feel like I don't like how things are, but I'm not quite sure how I want them to be, so it's really difficult to go in that direction. So the first thing that I want to mention is I'll tell you a bit of a backstory first, so it'll give you some context, and then hopefully me sharing my story will allow you to sort of pick and pull parts of your life as how it resonates with you. But recently I've been working with a coach of mine, and I've kind of gotten to this point where I'm feeling like I was starting to question whether I should continue working in that coaching arrangement. And it got me kind of thinking. I had been talking to a good friend of mine, and that after having that conversation, I kind of felt like I had a lot of doubt in my mind as to whether I should proceed with the coaching that I had been getting. And so I thought to myself, I got into that mind frame of they should do this, they shouldn't do that, they should be more like this or whatever, right? Very disempowering language. And for myself as a coach, I thought, how would I want somebody to operate if they were having some doubts in the coaching that I was giving to them? And I thought, well, I'd really want them to get clear on what it would mean to like, what would it look like if they knew they were successful in the coaching with me. And so I took a seat, and I got writing, and I started just asking myself some questions about, like, what is it that I actually really want from this coach? What is it that they're actually doing to bring a bunch of value to my life? What is it that where I feel like they're kind of letting me down? And what are the conversations, what are the questions that I need to be having with this coach in order to give it an opportunity to get better and progress? And what I was really starting to dive into is the fact that if you're not clear, nobody's going to really be able to help you feel successful and transform, an unfulfilling plateau into meaningful progress if you don't know what that even looks like. So nobody can help you people can only help you to the degree that you are clear on what you want from them, okay, in whatever realm. It doesn't have to be in coaching. It can be in anything. It can be in your relationship. It can be in business relationships. It can be with your children or your friends or whoever it is, in whatever arena. If you don't have clarity of vision as to what success would look like to you, how are you ever going to know, firstly, how to get there, and secondly, what it'll even feel like when you do arrive there? How will you know that you're successful, and how do you even know where you're going to go to create that success? So first step, you've got to have clarity. And this, I'm going to give you the recipe of transforming unfulfilling plateaus into meaningful progress. First step, you've got to get clear, get a bigger picture. What's the vision? Where is it that you're looking to go? Nobody can give you those answers. They can only help guide you in getting your own clarity. So you've got to tap into, what would inspire me? What's the bigger picture? What's the clarity? What's the vision? You've got to start there. You've got to start with the end in mind in a lot of ways. You've got to have that clarity. You've also got to know exactly where you are so that you can see kind of like, okay, here's where I am, here's where I want to get to. You're kind of pinpointing two places on a map so that you can know the pathway forward. And that's all about the second step. So once you've got the clarity, you've got the bigger picture, you've got the vision, where it is you want to go, how you'll know that that's, really fulfilling and inspiring to you, how you'll know what it feels like when you get there. And then you've got to take that bigger picture and you've got to get direction. Okay, here's the pathway forward. I'm going to get that direction. I'm going to focus. I'm going to concentrate on the pathway forward that will lead me from where I currently am to where I want to get to. Then you've got to take the action. You've got to have the action steps in place. You've got to know where it is that you are, where you want to get to. Focus and hone in on that direction where you're looking to go, and get some action steps and take action on them. And then you've got to have a process of reflection. What worked, what didn't work, and just coming up with those 4 words for me today has empowered myself, has got me from a place of unfulfilling plateau, not really knowing, where's this going? Where's this, and for me personally, where's this coaching relationship going? It's gotten me to a place of empowerment where I'm not reliant on somebody else to give me that clarity and that direction in terms of what feels good for me. I've taken it upon myself to get empowered, come up with these words like, okay, what's the bigger picture? Where's the clarity? Where's my own inspired clarity? Okay, what's that direction? What's the pathway that I want to be going on? It's allowed me to see and give my coach guidance as to how to coach me as an individual, how to best support me. And I don't expect everybody can know that. You've got to go through your own journey. You've got to have experiences with what doesn't work and what does work. And you've got to be able to know yourself. And from that place, I can fast track the success that I will have with this particular coach by giving them the solution to how to best coach me, which is going to make it much more fulfilling for them because they're going to see me progressing, and it's going to be much more obviously fulfilling to me because I'm going to see the value along the way and see exactly how that person can or cannot help and support me and guide me towards what I'm looking to create in my life. And so for me, it's allowed me to see that I absolutely, now I'm going to have a conversation in our next coaching session this afternoon. I'm going to actually say to him, I'm going to ask him a couple of clarifying questions about how he works and what works for him. But I'm also going to communicate much more clarity to him about what would be most fulfilling for me to work on each week. In terms of, I now know that I want for him, what he can really bring to my life is positive accountability and creating that, kind of environment of, hey, let's sit down every single week. Let's get the clarity and the direction in terms of the action steps that you need to take this week that will move you in the direction of that most clear, inspiring vision. And hey, I'm going to keep you accountable to that. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to have your back along the journey. I'm going to make it feel like we're a team and we're doing this together, right? So that's the kind of what I've got clarity within myself, what works best for me. And if you've ever done any sort of personal training, I think that's a great way of discovering what sort of works for you. So for me personally, I've had plenty of different personal trainers in the past, and I've had the kind of personal trainers who were just complete hard asses and were just like, go do it, yeah, and get the job done. And then on the flip side, I've had other personal trainers who were really supportive and encouraging and like rah rah. And then I've had other personal trainers who were just like, yeah, do this, and they're kind of just disengaged, right? I've worked out from just having that experience that the kind of like hard ass kind of training, just get the job done, doesn't really show you any appreciation or reward for your progress, does not work for me. Although it does work for a lot of people. A lot of people like that boot camp style training where, you're just kind of told what to do and get the job done. And that works for a lot of people. For me personally, what works for me is having somebody who is absolutely on my team. They've got my back. They can see my potential, more than I can. And they encourage me in that direction and they reward me for my progress. That's what works personally for me, but doesn't work for other people. So you've got to work out what works best for you and know that somebody else is not going to give you all the answers. They're not going to make you successful. They can only help you to the degree that you are clear within yourself as to what works best for you and how they can best support you and your communication of that. And coupled with you getting clarity on what inspires you most. And you might be getting somebody into your corner in order to gain that clarity. But the issue is you've got to have clarity, whether they're helping you get that clarity or you've got the clarity and you know where you want to go and you're knowing yourself well enough and empowering yourself well enough to get that clarity, get that direction, identify the action steps, and have a process of reflection. That is always how you are going to transform an unfulfilling plateau into a meaningful progression. I should say, probably. So I really hope that me sharing this is of value to you guys. I've just been doing that work on myself this morning. So I kind of felt just called to share that with you in the hope that it will help you to empower yourself away from reliance on other people to give you what you need. And if you are getting people in your corner, because, we can only go so far within ourselves. What's that saying? I forget who says it, or even if I can get the words right, but you can go faster by yourself, but you'll go further with others, right? So it's always important to be open and receptive to receiving guidance, support, encouragement, all that great stuff, particularly from people who are further down the timeline than you in the direction that you're looking to go. But take it upon yourself to get some clarity as to what it would look like if that person was successfully helping you, and give them the solution so that they can be of best support to you as an individual, and you're feeling empowered because you're knowing yourself well enough and you're taking it upon yourself to get inspired clarity rather than just kind of going with the flow. And a lot of coaching is very go with the flow. Personally, I don't like that. Personally, I like to get to know who I'm working with and work out what really works for them best and create a plan of progress so that both I and them can know that we are absolutely progressing every time we connect. Not just this like a month in, a few sessions in, we're like, I think it was pretty good, or I think we had some, good sessions, but I'm not really seeing how it's progressing me. That is totally unfulfilling, and I hope that this is also giving you clarity if you're looking to bring somebody into your life and hire somebody, that you absolutely are having a mindset of progress and don't just leave it up to them at times. Like, trust in somebody who's in that realm as the experts that they portray themselves as, but be an expert in yourself. Know and be working out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and give other people the solution so that they can help you fast track your success. So definitely wanting to definitely dive into the chat role with you. Let me know if you've got any questions or comments or experiences or feedback or whatever. I love engaging with you guys. Just say hi. Let me know where in the world you are tuning in from. I always love learning about that. And definitely, if you guys haven't already, I would love for you to be a part of the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. Amazing human beings from all across the globe, absolutely reaching for new heights of their potential, and they want to support, encourage, and challenge you to do the same. So definitely click on the link above and come and join us in that community. And let me check in with you guys. And who have I got? I've got Stephen and Mark and Frederick and Rod's here and Aaron's back. I love it. And Maggie and Elliot. And Lucy's here. Awesome. And Roxana. I love it, guys. And James is here. And Hassani. Awesome. And Namia and Brian sitting at work feeling all of the above. Absolutely, Brian. I love that you are listening to a message like this as you're feeling in that unfulfilling plateau. So absolutely. Get clarity. Step one. What's that bigger picture? Where are you looking to go? Get clarity, get inspired. Tap into what actually inspires you beyond all the fears, all the limitations, all the ceilings that we place over ourselves. Clarity, bigger picture, bigger vision, where you want to get to, absolutely key. Knowing where you are, you've got to have that clarity as well. So pinpointing those two pieces on the map. Then get direction, get focused. What is the pathway forward? And then get into action in that direction, and then have a process of reflection on a regular basis, weekly is ideal, to see what worked, what didn't work, what did I learn from this? How can I use what I've just experienced and reflected upon to get even more clarity, and then get more directed, get into more action, and have that process of reflecting again. Get into that, and I love that you're here, Brian. Thanks so much. And Alexandria, awesome to see you, my spirit sister. And thank you, James. I love seeing you here. And Gordon and Moises and Ulas and Ray and Ramon and Sam's here. Awesome. And Kenneth and Alexandria. Good point, V. When we're in the middle, it's a tough assignment to look up and find the perspective of the most advantageous vantage point. I know you'll do it. Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Alexandra. I love that. And absolutely, it's hard for us to get ourselves out of the picture if we're feeling that, unfulfilling kind of plateau, and we're feeling in that state of confusion. But if you have a process like this is super simple, 4 steps. Get clarity, get direction, get into action, and have reflection. If you have those particular steps, you will empower yourself. You will get out of the confusion. Clarity is power, as our friend Tony Robbins would say. So absolutely. And Morris and Jared and Hassan and Hassani, all good stuff. Thank you, V. I'm grateful that this is awesome for you, Hassani. That's great. And Sam, your kind of coaching works for me. Actions every week and clarity of accountability. I love hearing that, Sam. That's why I get you guys who are in the group to absolutely give me so much feedback, And that's one thing that I've noticed with this coach that I've hired. Personally, it's allowed me to solidify the fact that I love how I coach. How I, as an individual, coach individuals is how I love to be coached. And I think it's really important to have those check-in points constantly, to know that, because I care about your success. Sam, I love having you a part of the team, and when you give me the feedback as to what's working, I've got some direction there. I make sure you're not getting into overwhelm. You know that I've got your back. You can ask me anything. I'm willing to do anything to help you to break through. That's the kind of coaching that I love to have. So I'm grateful to hear that it works for you, Sam. That's so awesome. And Richard, so was it a paid coach or a free coach? This was a paid coach. So I've got different coaches in my life, but this particular one that I'm referring to is definitely a paid coach. Yes, very, very paid, very well paid. Alexandria, I do best with your type of inspirational coaching, not the hard ass type. Absolutely, Alexandria. I love hearing that too. Thanks, guys, for letting me know that. You guys know that I love your feedback, and I love to know that we're on path. And if anything doesn't work, you got to let me know. We're going to shift, we're going to change. But absolutely, and for some people, that hard ass style absolutely works. And at times, I kind of like a bit of a kick up the butt, to get you into action. But you've got to feel, for me personally, I've got to feel like that person is on my team, we're kind of in it together, and they're seeing within me something brilliant that maybe I do need a bit of a kick up the arse to just kind of move in that direction. So I love hearing that, Alexandria. And Ellen, thanks for your amazing wisdom. Absolutely, my friend. I'm so grateful that you're finding value in these messages. Sam, help, encouragement, support, connection, and measure of progress works for me. Absolutely. You've got to have that measurement of progress. I think that is absolutely key, because there's a lot of amazing coaches out there. Look, I've had great coaches, amazing coaches, and I've had really bad coaches. And you can even have that great connection and that encouragement, but if you're not feeling the sense of progress, constantly, it's not really that good. Maybe you're feeling good in the moment, but the idea of coaching is to shift you, to transform you in your most meaningful, inspired, towards your most meaningful and inspired, compelling future. You know, you've got to be moving in that direction. Otherwise, it's just kind of like hanging out with friends. And Lisa, I agree. Don't expect people to read our minds. Yes, you're speaking my language, Lisa. Absolutely. I feel like I'm thinking about that idea every single day. And we've got to have the courage to communicate, but it's really hard to communicate when we're in confusion. So get clear first, and then be able to communicate openly. And it doesn't feel comfortable. I don't like having to have those conversations with people who I could potentially, because you're sharing something that could make them feel like they're letting you down. And personally, I hate feeling when I let people down. I hate that feeling, like a normal human being, I guess. And so it doesn't always feel good. But one thing that I've definitely learned is that whenever you're going to communicate something that is potentially negative, which I don't really think it's negative, it's actually very positive because it's going to progress us in a new direction, but could be read as potentially negative or critical, you've always got to give at least 5 positives for every 1 negative. And if you use that ratio, the other person on the other side can get into a mindset of this is helpful, this is progressing us, rather than getting them into defense mode. In no matter what the conversation, who you're having that with, always 5 positives for every 1 negative will always allow that 1 potential negative to be heard and taken on board and learnt from and progressed from, rather than get into defense and closed down from. So I love that, Lisa. You're speaking my language. And Brian from Columbus, Ohio, went to uni in Warrnambool back in 2001. That's so crazy. Oh my gosh, Brian, thanks for letting me know. Warrnambool, my family has a home down there, bit of a holiday house, which I'm really missing at the moment. I'm not down there, but that's so crazy and cool that you used to go to uni in a little country town in Warrnambool down the coast in... Sorry, I just got a phone call. All right. And thanks for letting me know, Brian. And Richard and Safan and Diaz. And Richard, I'm loving that you're agreeing 100%. That's so, so cool. And Melissa's here. And Sam, great topic, as I've been thinking of having a coach as you described. Absolutely, Sam. So get clear on the kind of coaching that works for you. And you've always got to connect really well with a coach. So I'm all about energies. I don't really work with many people. If I make an offer of coaching, it means that I've got a great connection with you, and I know that I can support you to your highest potential. I can see what's great in you, and I want to move you in that direction. And if you don't have that kind of connection, personally, I've found that, it might be me expressing also my type of coaching that works best for me. Got to have that depth of connection. And I go really deep with my clients. We end up being lifelong friends. So that's what it's all about. And that's what I love. So I love that this is helping you get clarity, Sam. So, so cool. And Carolina and Sanula and Nalinda and Zena. Oh, all you guys, your names are rhyming today. And John, always great content. I love hearing that, John. Thank you so much. And Lisa, loving that you're loving it. And Zena from Florida. I love seeing you too, my friend. It's so beautiful to have you here. And I was just in Florida back in December for Tony Robbins' event, Date with Destiny. My first time there, so it was fun. And Jeremy's here, my favorite coach in the whole wide world. Well, I'm loving that you're finding me a great coach there too, Jeremy. Love it. So guys, really that is my message for you. I really hope that it's going to get you shifting out of an unfulfilling plateau and empowering yourself towards meaningful progress by getting clarity, getting the bigger picture, having the vision. Nobody can help you any further than you are clear, right? But when you're clear and you communicate, people can help you immensely. So don't hold up that time and take it upon yourself to get the clarity that you need, get the direction, take the action, and have a process of reflection. That is it from me today, guys. As always, I am sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's absolutely beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. Having a really weird day here in Melbourne. It was super warm this morning when I got up really early. We just had some massive rain and thunder. So, bit of a weird day. I like these kind of days. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. So make sure that you definitely tune in with me if you can. And thank you to everybody who was able to join me live. You guys give me so much energy and inspiration, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much. So thanks for tuning in. Much love.